All right. So showing some pictures, a little video last night, doing some work on the rock wall, getting some things done up here. Got her all built and doing a little bit of an addition. Gonna have a waterfall. It's gonna be a quote-unquote collapsed mine. I'm gonna remove these two pieces and dig it out over here, and we'll be able to run in. I'll rock it up on there and create some support. We'll be able to drive in and then drive out underneath the waterfall. From there, you'll come in, got the berm now. The waterfall will turn into a river. And the river will flow through here. I've still got to dig it all. I started this all last year. The digger will run, or the river will run through here, down around this corner, hit this corner, come out, and down here it'll level off. You know, this is kind of built up high because of leaves dump, but I'll rake it all out. It'll come through this area up in here, and then it will end up here. And I got a tub over there, a waterfall pool, that will stop here. It will drain or pump. I'll put a pump in there, and it'll pump out of the waterfall. I'll just bury a hose out over here, and it will come up into this blue barrel, which will be mounted up here on the third rung or second rung here. I'll cut all that off. Let me get that thing out. I'll cut all that off and mount that barrel up there, and that will be a water tower, which will be sitting here with the barrel sitting about yay high, which will be, you know, about that high. And then I'll pump out of the water barrel with a 1.5, 1 1/4, 1 inch pipe or whatever, come down and it'll drain in here. I'll have an on-off valve on it. It will drain into the waterfall, and that will create a recirculating riverbed. So, and then I'll put plastic down there, and I've got a bunch of rock over here on the other side of the ducks, being pains in the asses. And rocks over there, you can see one of the chickens over there sitting. He's on the rough pile, actually. It's just small little, you know, gravel rock. And I'll line plastic and rock in there, and you'll have to come up over top of the roots or underneath a couple root bases through here. There'll be a couple places to crawl over. This will be all created over top, so it'll be a full kind of a creep stock. I'll do some, you know, got a couple big pieces of concrete, so maybe I'll grab one and kind of set a support up and lay it up here, so we got a whole overlook area, if you will. Crawl up to the overlook from over here on top of the hill. As far as the crawl goes, you can see it's kind of flat right here, kind of like there's a old broken out dead trail road. You have to kind of half straddle that to get up there and not roll over through that whole area. It's going to be tough. No doubt about that, especially with the axe rig, because it's so damn top heavy. If it's, you know, I had a different body on it, might not be so bad. So yeah, this is some of the changes we're doing here. And then this is some of the stuff we put in last year. It's just dug this pit a couple years ago. Needed some dirt. Threw this stuff in here. Old 1000 Harley jug from my 73 when I rebuilt it. The jugs were toast, and I bought new jugs, and I thought, well, hell, we'll incorporate those. We've got this little crawler spot. This all last year, I'll get to that in a minute. We got a couple wood. We got this whole area here, back to the wood line, into the wood line. We could run all the way up through that woods, all the way up to the road, basically, for trail runs. And then all the way down here, we've got these couple logs. You can imagine what we called this log. Crotch appendage of some sort. That's going to get put into play. Here is the pool that's going to be set over there for the river to run in. Got this log to use and put into place. You can see wires through there. I might turn that to wood, make that a wood bridge, and then rock up to it or underneath it and around it, whatever. This is all extra concrete, that whole thing here on the left over here, on this stuff here. That's all just extra right now. Like I said, I got some big pieces, so I may take one of these big pieces and move it over there as a shelf. And then this pile we did last year, my neighbor had a bunch of concrete in his front of his little shed ripped out. We bring it all over, and then I grabbed a bobcat, threw it up in a pile, and then I used a hose and washed away all the dirt. And as I washed away all the dirt, there's a nut. So washed away all the dirt, added some support pieces so that top piece was supported. That bottom piece got its support here, you know, I got that piece in there. It doesn't look like much. There's a lot of support on the backside and a lot of weight on that backside holding that all out. But yeah, as I washed away dirt, I put some block pieces in and washed it all out, and that's how that all ended up. That's from original, from 10 years ago when we were crawling this little area here behind Laverne and Shirley. Little log area or root area we dug out and climbed through. This pit wasn't here at the time. None of that stuff, none of this stuff was here. We had that. But there was a pile. Some of this stuff actually, there's a little bit out here. It's buried now. But there is some rock out in this area where I'm standing, like underneath this stuff. There's a bunch of rock underneath there because that was part of that original. We had a little rock berm out here. So there is a lot of concrete buried up here in here right now. But that was deep enough to go. But yeah, we're gonna run trails all the way up to the front. You got see some trees down, a few other things. We're gonna make some roundy rounds and bridges. But I figured I'd throw the thing out and do a quick little walk around of what we call Crawlin Acres. Acres because we're all old and it hurts. But in scale size, the amount of area we have would literally be acres of land if it was 1-to-1 scale. We're gonna run from, like I said, that wood line up to the road. The road is approximately 145 feet, 130 feet from here. So we have about a 200-foot spot, maybe 40 feet wide, 50 feet wide, that we're gonna, you know, convert into play area. I'm gonna set some stuff out here, trails and hard stuff for rift running. We don't have a lot of hills in our area. We're mostly farmland out here. There's a few a little ways north of me, but we're pretty flat over here. So I'm going to do some stuff to make it some, you know, kind of rift worthy too. But mostly it's for the crawlers and scale stuff. We're going to run scale buildings, you know, put like an old settlement camp out there. A few other things. Got like another mine entrance over here on this rock pile. I don't know if you guys seen that. I haven't actually labeled it yet. But we're going to, you know, label this like a collapsed mine. And gonna, like on this big top, we're gonna put, you know, I'm gonna put the name of a mine up there. You old mine number 69. Because, well, we are guys after all. So yeah, that's pretty much the Crawlin Acres setup. Thought I'd give you a quick walkthrough as I'm doing some more stuff. Talk to you later.